Hello, this is Michelle on the Moonbay channel with special guest Moon Lambo.
Yep, she's having me back again on her channel. I love it. I got to tell you, so she said it's so cute. She said, so I don't have to say anything else though if I'm going to be on this video. Right? She said she wanted to say hello, and then she's like, and I don't know anything. I don't want to say this stuff. And so she did have a good suggestion though. She's the one that came up with my my dorky outro that when I say to the Moon Lambo at the end of every freaking video. She's the one that came up with it. I love it. And she has a suggestion for improving it. Would you like to share what it is?
I think you have to do it in action for it to make sense.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. The floor is yours, Moonbay. Go ahead.
I think before he says to the Moon Lambo at the end, we need the sound effect as if you're unlocking a car.
I thought you said locking. Either way.
Unlocking, so you can get in it.
Oh, right. That makes way more sense, though. Okay, but you didn't do the sound. That's why I was.
I don't think I can do it right.
You're not going to do it because now people are listening. She made it the sound.
I don't know.
She did it. All right, she did it. All right, there we go. All right, I know. I better get into content. The stick to the issues crowd will not be pleased with this. All right, so here's what we're talking about. Ripple is named one of the best workplaces in 2020 by Fortune. Oh, Moonbay's leaving. Bye, Moonbay. All right. Ripple named one of best workplaces in 2020 by Fortune, which is funny to me because yesterday I made a video and I highlighted that Ripple's been in numerous recognized by numerous publications for having an excellent workplace, and I cited that in a video quite literally yesterday, and I'll be damned. This new article today, Ripple named one of the best workplaces in 2020 by Fortune. Sometimes the timing of all this is fun. Now, the reason that I talked about that is because there was an article out about how Ripple is experiencing very high employee turnover, which really is par for the course. I know that they're not Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is a little bit southeast of San Francisco where Ripple is headquartered, but it's the same talent pool, right, effectively. So it's not really effectively any different. This is not surprising. I cited that an article is showing that Uber employees are there for like 1.8 years, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And so to me, it was just kind of silly. I wanted to kind of put everything in context and just for reference points, cite. Okay, fine. So there's some employee turnover, including Dilbra, who just retired. He was on the list, but whatever. But anyway, so this came out, and I also want to talk to you about XRP Dominance increasing, which of course is occurring because well, some say that alt season is here. I don't know for sure if it is yet. I'm not a chart guy really, but I still think that there's something to the concept of alt season ultimately occurring, because I can't imagine a world where Bitcoin just perpetually ramps up in terms of dominance. So I want to talk about that a little bit, and there's an article I want to cite. But before going any further, if you would please delicately tap the like button, and if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, and also Moonbay making that sound, like I didn't think she was going to do it. She was getting a little embarrassed, I think. How cute. All right, but anyway, no, I appreciate all the support, so if you would be willing to like and subscribe to the channel from the bottom of my heart, very sincere thank yous. All right, now, blockchain giant Ripple has appeared on the list of the best small and medium-sized workplaces in the San Francisco Bay Area. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse says that he's humbled to be part of the company's incredibly talented team. And here you go, here's a tweet from Brad Garlinghouse. Every day I'm humbled by this insanely talented team. That's what makes Ripple the best workplace. Ripple, the only cryptocurrency-oriented company on the list, was ranked 25th. Right? And management is consistently transparent with employees on what goes well and what doesn't. There's a focus on being honest with ourselves, which is refreshing and healthy as we continue to grow from startup to a young company. One of the great place to work reviews states. Now, and then they have this little subheading, New Milestones for Ripple. Well, back in February 2019, Fortune named Ripple one of the best Bay Area companies to work for, which is what I cited quite literally yesterday. Made the cut along with giants such as NVIDIA and Hilton. Ripple, which strives to disrupt the cross-border payments industry, has made a lot of progress since then, with more than 300 partners and a gargantuan $200 million funding round that bumped its valuation up to $10 billion. Ahala. The company now boasts 230. That's not right. Oh, they said U.S. Okay, never mind. I was thinking that was the total employee size. Never mind. The company now boasts 235 U.S. employees. However, lost some important team members in 2019, including Evan Schwartz, the mastermind behind the Interledger protocol, who had a 6.5-year run with Ripple. Okay, but look, turnover is inevitably going to happen, but they're also poaching talent from other major companies, including Facebook. Okay, just nobody's going to stay put forever, and in 2020, at least it's not commonplace. The days when you get a job and then you work there for 40 years and then you retire, that's not exactly common anymore, right? So it is what it is, though. All right, next here's a tweet from XRP Joe, and he tagged me along with some others in the XRP community. So I wanted to give a shout out to you, XRP Joe, and he wrote, "XRP is the gas for the vehicle. Are your tanks full enough before we hit the road?" Indeed, exactly. Yeah, it's like oil in a car, kind of like that. Gas is fine too, but it's absolutely necessary for businesses to be able to implement their new business models, which make a traditional nostro vostro settlement a way of the past. So kudos to you, and again, thanks for tagging me. All right, on to the next piece now. And this is from Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin dominance does not signal altcoin season. Here's why. Okay. Now, at the time of recording, Bitcoin dominance is at 66.46%, according to Live CoinWatch. Now, I'm not going to click on it. It doesn't really matter. I know within the last couple months, I've seen it knocking on 70%'s door. I don't know. I can't remember if it actually hit it. I mean, I guess I can click on it no, I can't click on it. Never mind. Okay. I know you can't on CoinMarket. It doesn't matter. But the point is, it's going down. And there are a number of people. I'll make a separate video. There's all sorts of stuff to talk about in terms of price analysis. I found some very interesting tweets. Lots of people actually making price predictions for XRP. So I am going to make a separate video on that and share with you a bunch of different chart analyst opinions. But there are a lot of individuals that have been saying for a long time alt season is coming, and I'm seeing more and more people today and within the last few days also saying, okay, it looks like we've already seen the bottom and now we're off. Especially, look at this. I mean, as Bitcoin dominance is decreasing, it could potentially signify that. Now, I'm not offering financial advice. I'm going to be clear about that. I don't have a financial background. I am just an enthusiastic member of the XRP community here. But let's go ahead and dig in, and I want to share some opinions with you. So this is the piece from Bitcoinist here. All right, the number designating the dominance of Bitcoin may be a faulty metric, especially when estimating the potential of altcoins. Instead, the metric has been proposed as a way to gauge the market direction. The size of the Bitcoin market capitalization has been criticized as flawed, as not all coins in circulation can be sold at the market price for the moment. However, the number is viewed as a gauge to the sentiment about the chances of Bitcoin or altcoins to rally. And so here's a tweet from Ceteris Paribus is right on Twitter. Example number 4,387, why Bitcoin dominance is dumb. And he writes, 7% of alt dominance launched in 2017. 4% of alt dominance launched in 2018. 4% of alt dominance launched in 2019. And then he writes, as new tokens launch with insane valuations, it's almost impossible to keep up, and to think some people do technical analysis on this. Right? And then the piece continues. What skews the metric is the fact that smaller altcoins and new projects tend to rally, rising to higher valuations. But those valuations don't mean in any way that Bitcoin has been challenged in terms of technology or adoption. Now that's so funny to me. That's so laughable. Yeah, Bitcoin is not challenged by any altcoin in terms of technology. Have you heard of XRP? Do you know technologically what it is capable of and how it stacks up against Bitcoin? You've got to be kidding me. And then it continues. In fact, a rising market cap share may simply mean an asset or a set of assets is going through a pump. Okay. Do I even need to highlight that Bitcoin is capable of 7 transactions per second and XRP is capable of 1,500? Oh, Lord. Okay. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, that doesn't even grind my gears, though. I'm happy. I'm happy to talk about this stuff. All right. Now, currently, Bitcoin market cap dominance is at 66.1%, a long way off its peak. The metric shows the price recovery of Bitcoin since a drop of dominance to around 33% in December 2018, in the past few months, the ratios of valuations between Bitcoin and altcoins has remained relatively unchanged. Okay, so can I just share with you an opinion? And again, this is not some sort of situation where I'm offering financial advice. I never do that. But I do want to share with you an opinion, and that's all it is here, just as a member of the XRP community. And I do not buy what they are selling here in this article. Look, as far as a couple things. As far as liquidity of altcoins, I have covered this recently. Like, about 95% of altcoins have almost no liquidity. Now, I understand that liquidity is different than price. Of course I do. But look, the price where it's at right now, it's just like, it's a fraction. Like, all these little coins are a fraction of Bitcoin. But if you look at an altcoin dominance chart, which I kind of wish I had pulled up for this video now, you can see historically it flips back and forth, Bitcoin dominance versus altcoin dominance. I've seen no change whatsoever. I don't believe for a moment that the market is determining, oh yes, well, Bitcoin, yes, it's valuable, and for some reason the rest of these altcoins here now officially are not. And so fine, they're illiquid, but they were a couple of years ago too, and then they still rallied. So don't assume that won't happen when humans absolutely have not figured out what makes sense in this asset class. Now, some have. Some of us out there are, investing in XRP based off of fundamentals and based off of utility. I'm not convinced that most people are doing that, of course. But yeah, the concept that again, and I'm not saying that it's alt season here. I don't know that. I do not know. I'm not going to pretend to know, but I'm confident that it's coming. Because, frankly, it's just a world where Bitcoin endlessly runs up and other coins doesn't make any damn sense to me. And so it'll probably drop low like it has in the past, and then it'll go back up here. But also understand that Bitcoin is still leading the market, and so for most of the time, when Bitcoin runs up, you do see altcoins run with it, and it doesn't mean necessarily that the percentage in terms of dominance changes a whole lot, but sometimes it does. Sometimes Bitcoin goes up and alts go up, but altcoin dominance increases, even under those circumstances, absolutely here. But Bitcoin is still leading all of this, and at some point, speculators do what they do, and it just ends up running parabolic. And so, do I buy into what Ceteris Paribus is saying on Twitter? No, gentlemen's disagreement. Let's go ahead and call it that. But it's fun to think through this stuff, and I love diversity of opinion. So, I'd also, seriously, I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. If you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong, either way, I love hearing from you guys here. But, again, not putting a timestamp on this, but in my opinion, if I'm just doing a for fun guess, alt season is coming. But that's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!